Hello! 2024 is a grand rising. Can you help me? Thank you. The theme for April is giant gentleness. And the topic for today is gentle cosmic-ness. Ernest Holmes offers us this wisdom. There is something about you and me that is cosmic, universal, that stretches over time and space. Let us learn to think better of ourselves. I can read that one more time. There is something about you and me that is cosmic, universal, and stretches over time and space. Let us learn to think better of ourselves. Again. Let's use this creative power of our souls, our words, to affirm together. I hear the cosmic voice of spirit calling me home to love. Thank you. And I introduce Reverend Dr. Kathleen Johnson.
There's a great cosmic joke. Do you know what it is? The great cosmic joke? That you are the one that you are seeking. You are the one that you are seeking. The happiness, abundance, security, harmony, relationships, love, peace, all of that you're seeking. You're thinking it's something outside you. Is really within you. That's the great cosmic joke. But we here at the Center for Spiritual Living know better, right? We know that within us, we can generate all of that through ideas, through our thoughts. We can make that shift from fear to love, fear to faith, from discord to harmony, from a sense of separation to a sense of wholeness and oneness. Why? Because there is one cosmic reality, one source, one life, one presence, one power, one cosmic being, and it is centered everywhere in its totality. That is the mind-blowing thing. I remember that one of the mind-blowing things I learned about this teaching that has really served me well. The entire totality of universal presence is centered everywhere. And so right where you are is the very omnipresence of the divine. What does that mean? It means the mind of the divine is your mind. You are an inlet and an outlet for divine ideas. That's why there are so many amazing creations and inventions and solutions to things that we thought were unsolvable. Because we are that inlet and outlet of the divine mind. All possibility, all potentiality. That's what Ernest Holmes means by thinking better of yourself. Realizing who you are in truth is your ticket to freedom. It is your ticket to freedom. And so the cosmic voice within continues to call you home to this truth. So repeat after me. I am a cosmic center of divine operation. Okay, now that you've rehearsed it, let's now say it again with a lot of feeling. I am a cosmic center of divine operation. Wow, what does that mean? Think about it. Oh my gosh. So, here's the thing that's so powerful about that is to understand that no matter what circumstances are going on in your life, the divine within you, which is your true self, is more than that. When we say God is more than this, we're talking about the divine that is centered everywhere in its totality is more than the circumstances. The solutions are available. keep seeing that, and the things that we think are unsolvable showing up. And so that's why this teaching instills optimism in us. And it is the giant gentleness of love within us that provides the solutions. So today I wanted to focus on being gentle with the earth. That giant gentleness within us, being gentle with the earth. So perfect, because we just recently had Earth Day. This is the season of the earth that Centers for Spiritual Living celebrate. April, May, and June every year, seasons of the earth, and so it's an opportunity for us to open our hearts to appreciate this amazing planet that we are living on, that we are part of. And it's also at this time in our lives so essential, being gentle with the earth, so essential in the face of climate change, extinctions, natural disasters, environmental degradation, all clamoring for our attention. And the question is what perspective do you bring to those circumstances? Do you bring fear and worry? Or do you bring optimism and love and see it as a call for love? So now I'm just going to offer a story to kind of anchor this. Dan and I recently saw a documentary on blue carbon. Anybody hear of that term, blue carbon? Raise your hand if you've heard it before. A few people. Oh, good. That's something new I can share with you. Because I hadn't heard it before I saw this particular program. Blue carbon represents the carbon dioxide that's absorbed from the atmosphere by water and stored in water. And of course, our ocean's the biggest absorber of carbon dioxide. And then in the wetlands too, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on. Wetlands are huge sinks for carbon dioxide. And thus they call it blue carbon, water, blue carbon. So these particular, underwater coastal, let's start again. Blue carbon is stored underwater in coastal wetland ecosystems that are made up of mangrove forests, seagrass beds, and salt marshes. And you're noticing probably if you go down to the beach that they've been doing a lot more replanting of seagrasses and things like that. There's a real purpose in it. But I'm going to focus on mangroves because that's something that I have learned are so important, so essential to this cleaning the air of carbon dioxide, of the carbon, and bringing it down into those marshes and those wetlands where it can be stored for millennia. And mangroves, as we know, a lot of these coastal areas have been destroyed and things have been built, homes and other things have been built in their place. And so there's a real call on the planet to replant and regrow these mangrove forests. I didn't realize how big they could be until I saw this particular special. So mangroves, let's talk about what they offer. They offer a safe harbor for nesting birds and other wildlife. And Dan and I, and actually Michelle a little bit before us, and my daughter Christy and Tristan had been down to visit my sister in Florida, and they told us about this Wakadahatchee wetlands area west of Delaware. And so we went there as well, and these are mangrove swamp areas. They've built this mile-long boardwalk that goes through it and past and right next to some mangroves that are just loaded with nesting birds. And we came at the time when a lot of the babies had hatched. And so we were able to see them, and it was so adorable. Oh my gosh, especially the egret babies that had these white feathers sticking up out of the tops of their heads. So, and they were right there, and they were undisturbed by the humans that were going by, because this was their natural habitat, and they'd become used to it. So it was a great educational opportunity for me, for Dean, for all of us and all the people who walk the boardwalks and learn about the value of the mangroves. So that's one thing. It's a safe harbor for nesting birds and other wildlife, even like alligators and iguanas and lizards and other kinds of things, frogs. So let me just share with you some of the birds that were there. Anhingas, tricolored herons, great blue herons, storks, and the white egrets, and all the little chicks. It was just so awesome. So mangroves also have other values. They reduce coastal erosion. They absorb storm surge. When there's hurricanes or whatever, they absorb that storm surge. They build soils, they filter pollutants, and they improve water quality. And they capture, and this is the part that I wanted to share too, capture massive amounts of carbon dioxide, emissions, and other greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, trap them and then store them in their carbon-rich flooded soils. People all over the world are in the process of replanting and restoring and protecting. And I thought I would share with you 3 different places where that's happening. Excuse me. Vietnam is one of them. And actually it's been happening for a long time. After the Vietnam War, the people rallied together and began replanting those areas. And I got to see the picture of the before and the after. And it's amazing. I know Vietnam War was quite a long time ago, but you should see how some of these areas have been replenished. It's just amazing. So it's vast, vast areas. Kenya is the next place. More than 3,000 residents in Kasi Bay have stopped logging mangroves and have started replanting them. And you hear these things, it's so inspiring. This is the optimism that I'm talking about. In Cambodia, members of a mangrove rewilding project that's called She is the Answer, led by, guess what? She is the Answer, led by women. They're committed to planting 100,000 mangrove saplings along the Cambodian shoreline. So where does spiritual principle come in with all of this? Oh, thank you, Michelle. And she got me warm water, which was lovely. Spiritual principle. Our mind is one with the mind of God, always creating. So it's so important, the perspective that we bring to any situation. I'm going to repeat this again. I said at the beginning, do we bring fear and worry and giving up? Oh, it's bigger than me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Or do we bring optimism? Do we see it as a call for love and realize that we are cosmic beings, centers of divine operation that can bring answers? We each have a part to play in these rewilding projects in one way or another. And only you know what your part is. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You get to just figure that out yourself. Cosmic love, that's what we are. Love is a powerful transformer. Powerful transformer. transforms consciousness, and it's the birther of new ideas and new solutions. It is more than any circumstance. So let's do a practice right now. Last week I taught you a practice of, do you remember about taking something in the nose that's disturbing to you and collapsing it into a little ball, imaginary, in your hand? If you weren't here last week, you're going to get to do it again, but another variation. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take a breath. And breathe again. Deep and slow. Think of anything. It can be something in the news, it can be something related to nature, something in your own life. But in that, it's all energy. We've learned that. It's all energy. So just imagine you're taking the energy of that circumstance in your hands and you're just going to collapse it between your hands in a little ball. Keep your eyes closed. Last week we started infusing it with love. This time we're going to put it on an imaginary shelf, just for a moment. And then I would like you to tell that ball of energy, that circumstance, how big cosmic love is. And it's centered right where you are. And you're going to use that cosmic love for good. Tell that issue that there is always a solution. And again, remind it that this cosmic love that is right in the center of your being is the cosmic heart of the all that is, the one life, the spirit, whatever you call it. So powerful. And then pick up that ball of energy and hold it out in front of you. And turn on that cosmic heart light, full blast. And now send it in one great big huge beam into the center of that circumstance, that energy ball. And watch what happens as that light infuses it, surrounds it, transforms it. Oh my gosh. And breathe. And then just take a moment and share with somebody next to you what happened, just briefly. You can go just walk back to the person that's, so I'm going to read this quote by Ernest Holmes again. It goes like this. There is something about you and me that is cosmic, universal, and stretches over time and space. Let us learn to think better of ourselves. Spirit is calling us home to this truth. And know that because you will get indications. I get God bumps when I hear truth. I don't know what yours is, but there's a knowing in us when we hear truth, when we hear something that's true about us. We are cosmic centers of divine operation. All things are possible in God. Therefore, all things are possible in, through, and as us individually and as a collective. Let us own that. Let us receive that. And let us celebrate it and accept it with a powerful yes! And so it is. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for listening. Namaste.